Welcome to the Voice of Vicious podcast. Welcome to the Voice of Vicious. I am your host, Vany Vicious. Guys, I'm sweating. Look at me on a microphone, bro. What the fuck? Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Voice of Vicious podcast. Thank you guys for tuning in. I am your host, Vany Vicious. We're currently streaming live on Twitch, so shout out to anybody watching on Twitch. This podcast is going to be available on there, on YouTube, Rumble, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Just search for Voice of Vicious podcast on all of those platforms. You can also catch us on X, formerly known as Twitter, Voice of Vicious, and Instagram, Voice of Vicious podcast. Anything else you guys need to know is going to be linked below in the description. Today, I am joined by none other than my favorite photographer in the world. You guys have heard me mention him multiple times. We are here with MichelAngelo Photography.
Hi, I'm happy to be here. I'm like so excited.
I'm happy you're here. Excited. Yeah, you gotta talk into the mic a little bit.
This is gonna take some getting used to. It's not a camera.
I know. You're not behind the camera.
Exactly.
I know. I understand.
Okay.
I understand. Right. But don't worry, good. I will guide you through. We're gonna ease into it, Mike. Yes, don't worry.
Little by little. Don't hurt me, Vany.
I'm not gonna hurt you. So you guys have heard me mention Mike a couple times at least now on the podcast, now that we're on episode 6, I believe.
Congratulations, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
I'm very proud of you.
Thank you. I'm really having a lot of fun.
It's good. So you should, man.
Doing this. Thing, I know. It's a lot of work.
It is, but somebody's got to do it, and I'm happy for it. Like I'm watching. It's great.
Thanks. Okay, so let's start off with you're a photographer.
Yes.
You've been shooting for mad long.
Do you want me to date myself right now? Or?
We're both old, bro. They know. They know.
All right, yeah, it's been over 17 years.
Yeah, I mean, I've been modeling for 19. So
get it, girl.
When did we meet?
All right, so about that, right? The actual date we met was at Tattoo-La-Palooza. I don't remember the actual date, but it had to be at least a decade ago. Yeah. Right?
I still had my head shaved.
Yeah, you were really short. You were shaved on one side, really short on the other. You were with Yoey Tatted that day. Do you remember Yoey?
Yeah.
Yeah, you were with her, and I knew her from like she worked in a salon, and I was a barber, so I met her there. Oh. So when I saw y'all, I was like, oh my god, this is Vany. She was Vany.
Oh my god.
I was kind of fanboying. I was like, yeah, you were. I was. Yeah.
We took a selfie that day. I remember.
Mm-hmm. It's still on my wall.
Is it?
Matter of fact, I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna send it to you.
Find it so I can input it right here.
Yeah, it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
So memories.
And then when did we start? We started shooting together. Like what? It's probably been like how many years?
Maybe 7 or 8.
Yeah, I was about to say like 8.
Yeah. Desi actually made that happen. She I don't know. I wasn't at that level yet where I can contact you.
Oh, shut up.
That's what happened. That's literally what happened.
No, that's how you felt. That's not what happened.
It's what happened, bro.
Bitch. We started shooting immediately, and we immediately were friends.
Yeah, that 100%. And then it was kind of like off and running after that. We just never stopped shooting.
Yeah.
It was kind of awesome.
Yeah.
Like literally, I built my career up here.
Yeah. Mike is like one of the only people. I shoot with like 2 people. Not that I'm against shooting with new photographers. I feel like I need to put that out there.
Right.
But when I want to shoot content, I just call Mike, and then
100%.
we make it happen, and then I'm like, okay. Like, I don't really...
There's a weird like etiquette also in dealing with that whole thing, because like I feel like you can't just contact any photographer. I feel like you can shoot with them and get your images and stuff like that.
Well,
right?
Yeah, I mean it's changed a lot, especially like since we've started shooting. It's changed because people, I think OnlyFans changed it.
Yeah.
Because I think now photographers are like, oh, this bitch is making this much money, I'm charging her this much, and rates are out of control. You know, when I started modeling, people would pay me to shoot.
Right. I remember that.
Like, photographers would pay me for my time, and then it was like, okay, you could do whatever you want with the pictures. Now you hit up a photographer, like, do you want to collab? And they're like, yeah, it's $1,000. You'll get 3 edits in 17 months. I'm like, cool, I don't even look like that anymore. But
right. I feel like the problem is there's no understanding there. Like, people don't go into it with a clear mindset of like who's going to pay for what. You know what I mean? Because it's kind of hard to decipher that nowadays. Nobody, like, it's not written or set in stone. You get me?
Yeah.
And I think that's where the problem is. Like, I feel like there was a time where we knew, like, if you were a model and you had so many followers and you were a brand new photographer trying to get in the industry, you might want to pay that model because shooting with her is going to benefit your career.
Yeah.
If she tags you and stuff like that.
Right.
And vice versa. If you were a photographer and you had your thing going for you and you're shooting X amount of models and blah, 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 you're like, you know, whatever. If you're that dude, like, I'm not gonna name any names, but like, if you're that dude, then yeah, maybe it would be a good idea if you're a model trying to get somewhere in this industry to, book a shoot with him, like to pay for your photos.
Yeah.
But it's weird now because now you're paying for your photos and these guys aren't turning them over. It's weird.
That's the part that annoys me the most is like, I mean, not to sound like a dick, like I've never paid for a shoot in my life. Not that I wouldn't. I've always done everything on a collab basis. But if I paid somebody that much money and they sent me one edit, 3 edits, like I'd be like, what is this? Because even when you sell pictures on OnlyFans, like for those who sell, it's a complete photo set, right? Like 15, 20 photos of 100%. The same set or whatever the fuck. Like that's how I started in the game. It was like that.
Right.
What am I going to do with 3 pictures? Especially if you can't post them on Instagram anymore because Instagram's a bitch. Like, what are you supposed to do? Like you paid that much money for 3 edits. You get them months later. Like the content's irrelevant.
Right. And then the funny thing about that, we're going to have to touch that Instagram thing again later though, by the way. Mm-hmm. But yeah, the funny thing about that is it's really easy to defeat that issue. Like I feel like as a photographer, right? If you're doing a collab with a model, maybe send her images, like all of them, right after the shoot, like unedited. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like what she's paying for usually is your edits. Mm-hmm. Do it with the agreement that, look, you're going to tag me in every single photo you post. So like that, it's not like I'm not getting anything out of it.
Right.
You've reached a point where you shouldn't be paying for photo shoots. Like, you have over 500,000 followers on Instagram. Like if people are shooting with you and then you tag them, their fan base is going to go up. They're going to benefit from it. So it behooves you to get paid as opposed to, I know it's a big word. I looked that up just for this show. Okay, hey.
I love it.
You feel me? No, but still, like, it's a good idea for you to do that. Like, you know what I'm saying? To shoot with someone who has bigger numbers than you, because like that, once they post you, your fan base is gonna grow.
Mm-hmm.
But
I agree. I've always enjoyed doing things more on a collaborative basis, anyways, because it feels to me more like a working relationship that you can build with somebody, and like you I don't know, like I kind of feel like you can get more creative, like you can come to this person with like specific ideas. Like when you're paying for shoots, you're at that person's location
100%.
Or in their house. I feel like you're more limited to your creativity because I don't know, like if I tell you, hey Mike, are you down to shoot this weird ass shit? Maybe we could do it in this location. I don't know, like a lot of photographers that I've come across that charge ridiculous amounts of money stay in like their comfort zone of shooting as well.
Right,
like they have their
niche.
Right.
And they only shoot their niche.
Exactly. And to me, I like shooting nudes. I like shooting 70s style shit. I like shooting shit outdoors. Like whatever. So to me, it's like I wouldn't pay someone who only shoots,
So about that, to me that's super weird, right? Like if I'm a photographer and you're paying me to shoot for you, I should go wherever you want me to go to shoot, right? Because you're paying for it.
I guess also it depends on what the shoot is for. So like if you're getting paid to shoot a sneaker campaign, then they're obviously going to be like, hey, we need you at the basketball court.
Right.
Or whatever.
Right.
If you're getting paid to shoot a girl nude, you're obviously gonna have to be somewhere where the girl can be naked without getting in trouble or whatever.
100%.
I don't know. I mean, it's also like tattoo artists. Like they specialize in a certain style, and the same with photographers. So I guess if you want to shoot with that person and their style, then you go there. I just think that now the creativity aspect of everything should just be expanded because everything is on social media. Like, I don't know, unless they're really getting that much business, and then if that's the case, do you?
Then that's all they care about is just getting the business.
Yeah.
Like me, I'm still the artist in it. You know what I mean? I'm still the guy trying to do it because I want to create dope shit, and I think that's why I like shooting with you, because you always come up with these out of the box ideas. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah. Sometimes I feel like I'm like, let me drag him out of his comfort zone a little
100%. I'm always down for that, bro.
Yeah.
I'm always down for that.
I love that shit.
That's what's important, though. I think that's what makes us creative, is the fact that we can come out of our comfort zone and shoot other shit and it still be dope. Sometimes, right, you'll come to a shoot, right, with some outfit and I'm looking at it on the bed like, the fuck, Vany, were you
I'm like, just trust me, Mike.
When you put this shit together. But then she puts it on and I'm like, yo, okay. Some of my favorite photos came out that way. Like, I still remember the yellow top with the turquoise bottoms and
those
the
are some
black.
of my favorites too.
Like,
on green ass grass.
Literally. It made no sense when you put it together, but then when you put it together, I was like, oh, that's gonna work. And it did. So with that being said, like, you guys gotta come out of your comfort zone and shoot some crazy shit.
So what, first of all, inspired you to start taking pictures of, did you always take pictures of models, or did you start like taking pictures of your surroundings and then it went to models and then...
Okay, so that's kind of weird. Not really weird, but it's not your typical like transition. Okay, so it started with my daughter. Like, when everybody thinks their daughter's the cutest thing in the world when she's born. I was one of those people. I was like, oh my God, my daughter's like, yeah. So like, you know,
Gerber baby.
Boom. You're literally taking the thought right out of my head.
Girl gonna be in commercials.
I said it, but here's what happened. I contacted an agency and I was like, what's it gonna take to make my daughter a Gerber baby? They're like, okay, well, you're gonna have to build her portfolio and blah 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 blah, and then create her a comp card and then send those comp card out to agencies, or you pay an agent to do it for you.
And this was like back in the day.
When
you actually had to have comp cards and you had to go to auditions and castings and come
100%.
out in prints.
Yeah. So I went through the mission of doing the research of finding out how much it was going to cost me to do all of that. We were looking at thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars just doing the photo shoots to build the comp card. So I was like, okay, look, Daddy's going to do one step better, and Daddy's going to go buy a camera. And Daddy's gonna start shooting all your content.
I'm gonna do it myself.
Hey, fuck it. So I spent a few $100s on a camera, not $1,000, $100. And then I tried to start taking pictures. Like, I did not know I needed to learn how to use that camera first, or maybe like lighting.
You thought point and shoot.
Hey, let's do this. So the pictures are coming out super grainy, super black, horrible, like some of the worst things you've ever seen. So you
did better than most people, because I feel like most would have gotten like the disposables, the Kodak disposables.
I wasn't gonna do that. Digital cameras had just started coming into age around then, so like I went that route. I didn't want to have to deal with black rooms and all that crazy shit. So I got a digital camera. So needless to say, the pictures were shit. I had to spend time learning how to become a photographer, and in that process,
your baby got like self-esteem issues.
She grew.
She's like, this is what I look like. Forget it.
Yo, she fucking grew. She wasn't a kid anymore. So the Gerber baby thing was out the fucking window. It's like, now, okay, bet. Fuck.
Now you're an Oshkosh Bagosh
there. And those kids are white. She would have never made it. Fuck. So
fucking blue-eyed babies.
Yeah, there you go. She don't got blue eyes. They're brown. But no, that was the end of that. So afterwards, right? I don't know why. Don't ask me how this happened, but I became a bird watcher. Like, I was one of those guys. Don't laugh at me, bro.
I did not expect that to come out of your mouth.
It's serious. So I became one of those guys, right? I had a telephoto lens. I would sit in my backyard all day looking at birds and taking pictures of birds.
Would you journal like the type of birds you saw and shit?
Sometimes. But at the time, it wasn't that easy because we didn't have Google with all of the information like readily available back then, you know? So it was like different. Like, you would just look at the bird and like try to figure out if you can tell what kind of bird that was.
Yeah, by like the feathers or whatever.
100%.
Yeah.
But for the most part, I was just collecting pictures of birds. So,
from birds to hoes.
Yo. And the story goes. So, true story. In my bird watching days, I had a girlfriend. Like, I had a girlfriend, like the mother of my kids. She was a stripper. So,
giving everybody chances.
Hey, I'm an equal opportunity employer, okay? So, she was a stripper, whatever. So, I met a lot of dancers. Like, I knew a lot. I was always hanging out in the strip club, doing thing. So I knew a lot of dancers. So, it kind of almost went hand in hand. Like, at some point, like, one of the dancers was like, yo, can you take pictures of me for blah, 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 blah. I think it was, there was their house mom had like an outfit company, and she was trying to create material for that company. So a stripper was like, yo, would you be down to shoot this? The lady said she'll pay you, blah, 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 blah. Okay. I had a camera.
Yeah.
Why the fuck not?
You're like,
let's go. So whatever, that was my first paid gig as a photographer, and then it kind of like just blossomed from there. I did a few more shoots for that same company afterwards, and it kind of just blossomed from there. Like, one thing led to another, and then there was a big boom of photographers and models everywhere in Miami. So,
Okay, so I mean, my next question for you was gonna be, and then how did you transition into like more explicit content for OnlyFans, but I guess you started off pretty much doing like borderline explicit shit.
Borderline. They were still clothed, but it was like, stripper clothes, so barely. You know what I'm saying? And it was a lot of heels, a lot of stilettos and shit like that, whips and all that crazy shit. There's a different story about how I actually transitioned into shooting the OF content.
Okay, how did that happen?
Okay, so there was a company. I don't want to name,
because when you were shooting these girls, OF was not a thing.
No, there was no OF. Yeah.
Okay.
At the same time, like, if you said you did porn, it was like, oh my God. You know what I'm saying? Nowadays, everybody in the fucking mom does porn. Yeah. But back then, it was like very frowned upon in the industry. So with that being said, there was no OF back then. We kind of transitioned to that after the whole COVID, or during the whole COVID thing. There was that internet boom. That's where it really became a thing. So after that, it was afterwards. There was a company that I was working for. I don't want to name them, but there was a company I was working for that's all they shot. That's it. And when I say OF content, I mean like we were shooting full on porn scenes. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it was like for real. So
you were doing video and photo?
Mainly video, but I did shoot some photo if they needed some like stills to promote the content. But mainly video. I was mainly shooting their video.
Okay. Do you prefer shooting video?
Now, yes. But back, like, when I was all about photography. I was one of those guys that was like, I'm not going to waste my time shooting video. But now, yeah, I prefer shooting video. There's a lot more you can do with it. And then there's also there's a lot less room for error. You know what I mean? Like, in a photo, you can edit whatever you want. Where with video, you have to kind of, like, get it right on the spot and make it work. You feel me? So it's a little harder. It takes a little more thought. You know?
I also feel like now we're in a video era.
100%. Reels are selling.
TikToks, whatever. Yeah,
it's crazy. 100%. You're right. All right, so I'm going to end up being a lot funnier in a little bit. I'm trying to be like, you know what I'm saying? People get it to know me, but the raunchy side of me is going to start coming out.
No, you're fucking hilarious. I fucking love you.
All right, I love you more.
So I wanted to ask you, how do you, if you do, navigate the line between being artistic and being like controversial? Like, what is the process when you're shooting? Are you ever like, this is a little bit too much for Instagram, I would prefer to go this route because it's a little more artistic? Or are you just kind of like, fuck it, fuck Instagram, fuck the algorithm?
Yo, 100% fuck Instagram. Like, that's another thing I wanted to talk to you about. Like, I'm over Instagram.
Yeah.
Like, I'm way the fuck over Instagram. Yeah. If there is an app developer out there listening to this show right now, I need you to do me a favor, right? All I want is 10%. But hear me out though. I need you to create an app that was what Instagram was. You get what I'm saying? Like, I need you to go back to the original Instagram.
Yes.
Before the censorship, before they had to appease to their sponsors
before
and shit like that.
Before they had bots looking at your shit.
Yeah, but their flagging system makes absolutely no sense. I can show you accounts where the girls show you their full-on vag, like wide open, like vag.
Like,
there's no, there's
How
no.
about the breastfeeding ones?
Oh, those are wild. Those are wild. We went on a little back and forth rant about those for a while. That was crazy. But Instagram needs to like tighten up, because I feel like I'm posting shit that's not supposed to get flagged because I'm trying to pay attention to your guidelines.
Yeah.
But you're still flagging me. But then again, I'm scrolling through my feed and I see tits and ass all over the place. It doesn't make sense.
Same.
So like, I'm way over Instagram. Like, I'm so over Instagram that I don't even want to do it anymore. Yeah. App developer, if you can make me an app that's
app developer, listen up,
get this done, and we will be rich. So I never shoot for Instagram anymore. There was a time where I did, like, I shot for likes, but I don't shoot for Instagram anymore. I shoot to create artistic content.
Yeah.
And in the process, if we can post it on Instagram, great. But if you go through my page, like my Instagram page right now, you're gonna see the last time I posted was like last year.
Really?
Yeah. Now what I do is I accept collab invite. Like, if you try to collab with me, I'll accept that. I don't give a fuck about posting on Instagram anymore. Like, I'm literally fed up with them. Like, literally fed up with them.
What are you posting on?
Like, literally, I'm creating content just to create. Like, it's not even about posting it anymore.
But you still have your OnlyFans page, right?
I do, but I barely use it. Like, I'm going to be honest.
Twitter, you can post whatever the fuck you want.
Which is true, but I'm going to be honest. Social media kind of like, you know what I mean?
You got turned off already.
Yeah, and it's because the biggest platform that I was on was Instagram, and then with all the bureaucracy that's happening behind it right now, it kind of like defeated the whole purpose to me, you feel me? So right now I create to create. I'm doing a lot of paid gigs right now. I create with you because I like creating and I love our content. So if you want to post me, I'm going to accept that collaboration invite every single fucking time. So, but you get what I'm saying? Like, the whole thing about doing it for Instagram just like fucking died. Like, fuck Instagram, yo, straight up.
I feel the same way about Instagram. It sucks.
No.
It's like, what's the word? I don't know. Like, you're not even inspired to be creative anymore because you're like, what am I going to do with these pictures? At least me, because I'm like, I need to make money somehow off of this. How am I going to sell this?
Oh my God. So
I feel like OnlyFans is kind of like falling off too, in a way.
So
like, yes, there's still 2 million fucking creators on it, but like, I don't know. I feel like there's also like favoritism on OnlyFans. I feel like there are certain pages that don't get pushed the same way other ones do, or like your content doesn't get seen. Cause I remember 4 years ago, I would send out a message and every single fan of mine would open it at least. Maybe not purchase, but open it. Now it's like, if I send it to 10,000 people, 40 open it. I'm like, what the fuck?
You're competing with more people now. It's like so insane. Many people aren't like. OnlyFans has become so normal, especially here in Miami. It's like that's one of the things you ask on a date. It's like, do you have OnlyFans? It's like it's become normalized. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, we're not even gonna go down that road. That's a whole different can of worms. We'll spend the rest of the show
talking about
OnlyFans dating. But we'll do that another day. I'm literally gonna put you on. I got cameras that you can use, and then I know a great camera that you can use that won't give you this problem. So we'll figure it the fuck out.
We have to. We gotta get her done.
Wait, we were talking about something and we completely like.
We were talking about like if you just shoot as like a fuck Instagram thing, or if you're trying to.
Yeah. Well, once again, fuck Instagram. But agreed. I do enjoy creating content. I love being behind the camera. So if you have a great idea, anybody has a great idea and they want to shoot it, I'm that guy to holler at. For real.
Yeah. You know what I like about your photos? Honestly, like, they're crispy. Like, because I've noticed, because yes, I like the grain, I like the vintage look, I like the filters. When I post a filtered, grainy photo, even though the edit goes well with like the outfit or whatever the case is, it does not get as many likes or comments or views as if I post one of your pictures that's just clean, crisp, bright.
Right.
Like, I feel like that catches people's eye way more.
Here's my thing, right? I know everybody has a style when they shoot, and I'm not against being stylistic, but my whole thing is I want to give you the image as clean as possible. So if you want to style it afterwards, you have the right to do that. If I give you an image that's grainy, you can only do that with it. You know what I mean? Like, you can't go back to being sharp, but you can take a sharp image and add grain to it later, and then you still achieve the same effect. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I feel like that's what makes a good photo. If you can draw the person's eye to a specific thing in the picture, and you're going to do that with how you can pose it, like with your depth and whatnot.
Yeah. So we say fuck Instagram, but
fuck Instagram. Let's get it.
In reality, social media has helped us all gain followers and notoriety and all of that. Do you think that Instagram helped your career? Like, do you believe Instagram was one of the things that like catapulted you to be where you are now?
Yes. I'm gonna say Instagram, yes, but I'm gonna say more COVID. Because during COVID, a lot of people were stuck at home. So the internet boomed, like the internet. Everybody was at home. You had nothing to do. So you were online all day.
Which is crazy because when everybody was booming through COVID, I quit OnlyFans through COVID.
You see,
like I did the opposite.
Yeah.
And then I came back after COVID.
But you were doing good prior to COVID.
Oh, I was doing great prior to COVID.
That's why,
yeah.
You know.
But then when it happened is like around the time that I quit, not COVID related, but I quit at that time, and then everybody was online.
I like how you said not COVID related.
Not COVID related. Another virus, but not COVID.
Oh, guys, I know the shit out of this girl. Oh, my God, the stories, bro. We're not even going to go there. One day, you just need to, like, tell these people whatever. Okay, we digress.
I thought about that.
You really should.
A tell-all fucking episode, but...
You would piss a lot of people off.
I would piss off a lot of people. It would start a lot of fights.
I'm here for it.
I'd have a lot of phone calls.
Yeah, I got guns. I will protect you, dog. Like,
go. Not just that. It's like, I don't give a fuck about protecting anybody's feelings or whatever. It's just that... You know, when people do that, if they're not actual victims of something, like, you know, victims of domestic violence or like rape or something, you're just looked at like you're bitter. Like, oh, you're just complaining about your fucking life, you know? Like, unless something severely tragic happened to you, and like, to be real, nothing super tragic has happened to me. Like,
Okay, continue.
But you know what I mean?
Right,
like,
right. You're still here.
I don't feel like a victim.
Right.
So I wouldn't want to put myself out there as a victim, right? And then just seem like I'm just bitter over like
I get it,
dumb motherfuckers.
No, I get it.
Which is not the case at all.
No, I totally get it. But
I don't know.
It's all good. Sorry, I'm digging all into. Are you on the couch right now? Like I'm digging all into your past and shit. No, I'm gonna leave Vany alone. Guys, it's me. I'm MichelAngelo Photography. Not playing.
So
continue.
Yeah. Do you feel like your content on Instagram has affected your ability to gain photography work outside of shooting models?
Wow. Okay, so yeah. Okay, yo.
He's like, shit, she did homework.
Yo, for real. She did some research. Yeah. The answer is yes. So here's what happened, right? Granted, I do work outside of shooting models, guys. Like I shoot a lot of other things. I shoot polos, I shoot quintes, I shot weddings. Like I'm not just a model shooter. Mm-hmm. But my Instagram does not perceive. You can't perceive that from my Instagram. So with that being said, there was one day I was at Naples Beach and I was shooting a maternity photo, a pregnant wife, husband, and they had a child, and like whatever. The setup was really, really nice, and then they thought, if you're an outsider looking in, you're like, wow, this is a dope setup. So you know what I'm saying? So whatever. There was a lady there. There was an older couple there, and the lady asked me for my business card.
You're like, check out my Instagram. Ass.
Actually, my business card is my Instagram is on there. Like that's really all that's on there. It's my Instagram and my cell phone number. Like do your research.
Yeah,
you gotta think, right?
There's my portfolio.
Boom. Mm-hmm. So I gave her the card, thinking nothing of it. Random lady in Naples. She's not gonna hit me up.
Yeah.
Well, she did look at my page, and she called me.
Oh God.
Like the lady literally called me to tell me how offended she was by my content.
You're like, bitch, you saw me in public and asked me for my card.
100%. Mind you, I think it's because she saw me shooting a maternity photo and then my Instagram is all ass and titties.
Which is like so stupid because it's like you're a photographer,
right?
Like, you will shoot anything that you are paid to shoot. Like,
there were people on the beach dressed the same way. My picture, like what you see in my photos, there are people on the beach dressed like that right now. Like I'm saying, like you're not offended by them, but she called me. I said, sorry, I didn't mean to offend you, but you asked me for my card and I gave it to you. You know what I'm saying? Like you're really calling me about this.
The fact that she called you to tell you that she was offended.
The only reason I knew that she was offended by my content is because she physically reached out to me. Like
so weird.
I would have preferred her not to. Just you don't like it? Okay, just throw the card away.
Don't follow.
Done. She definitely did it. But no, she reached out to me just to tell me I can't believe you would give me this card. And I was like,
what did she want you to shoot?
I have no idea. She didn't tell me. She didn't the conversation never got that far. So I abruptly hung up afterwards. I wasn't gonna entertain.
That's crazy.
But
it's crazy because she asked you anyways. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, and then there are other jobs that I probably tried to apply for. Like there were a couple of jobs that I tried to apply for, but I didn't have the proper content to create a portfolio for that job. So.
Would you make another page for that? Do you have another page for that?
Not necessarily another page, but I there are other things that I prefer to shoot than models, but I don't have a page promoting that either because it's not going to get.
It's hard to exactly. I feel the same way because like I have my fitness page. I enjoy working out. I enjoy going to the gym, and I enjoy showing people how to work out.
Right.
So I record myself. I don't make any money off that page. I don't sell training programs anymore, diet plans, none of that shit anymore. But I still put out a video on that page every whatever. But I feel like I have to separate it because if I post that on my main page, it's like, oh, where's her ass?
Exactly.
Because sometimes I'm in the gym in a hoodie and sweats or whatever, and then I have another page that's all vintage looking shit. Like, so I made that page because that's gonna be my page for like when I style myself when I'm out of lingerie or a bikini or whatever. Like. It's annoying.
You can't just post that on your
regular page. And like back in the day, I used to post everything on my main page. My workouts, my
you can't do that anymore.
Vlog style little videos. Like you can't do that shit.
People that literally unfollow you.
Like they don't let you evolve.
Right. Right.
Like
they don't care.
The followers don't let you evolve.
Yeah, exactly. I don't care what you like to do. This is what I want to see, and that's it.
And there's been multiple times too where I'll say like my opinion on something, and they're like, "Shut the fuck up! No one cares what you think.
Right.
Take off your pants."
Right.
And I'm like, "Fine, send me $10." You know.
If you're gonna pay me for it, why the fuck not?
So, I wanted to ask you this because I think that this is super important. Being a male photographer, being a photographer who shoots explicit content, and women are with you in vulnerable situations. So how do you ensure that the models that you work with are comfortable and consenting? Because I've heard stories where girls will be like, "Oh, I didn't really want to shoot it, but he told me," not you, but the photographer told me to do this, so I just did it, but now like whatever. And in my mind, I'm like, why didn't you just say you didn't want to shoot that? But like
that part,
so how do you make sure that models are comfortable, that they're consenting? Like if you tell a model, because I shoot with you all the fucking time. Like when you say to me, "Vany, bend over a little bit more, pop your hip out more," like I know that you're saying it because you know how the photo is going to look better.
100%.
You know how my ass is going to look better.
100%.
And I trust your judgment and your eye, you know? So I just do it naturally. But I wonder about girls who are like uncomfortable while doing that and then they do it anyways. Like how do you make sure that they're comfortable?
So I try to do a little research on the model before I ask her anything. Like I look at her page and kind of see what kind of content she's putting out already. And if she's already in vulnerable positions when she's posing, then I know she's comfortable being in that position. You know what I'm saying? In every shoot, I always make sure that I'm verbally not out of pocket. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I think that goes a long way. Like what you say goes a long way into people perceiving who you are. You get what I'm saying? If you said like, "Oh, spread your butt cheeks and fucking grab your ass," that just sounds harsh.
Yeah, there's a way to do it.
Right. Tact is everything. You get what I'm saying? So, there's a way about saying everything. So like if I ask you to arch your back and then just, bend over a little more and push your hips out, it just doesn't sound so aggressive. Yeah. And I think that's the problem. There are a lot of photographers out there that don't have any tact. And look, let's be honest. There are a lot of perverts in this industry. Right? We're just gonna come straight to the chase. So with that being said, they're not about having tact. They're just about telling you what the fuck they want to see. So you as a model, if you hear that in a photo shoot, if that's what's coming out of his face, that should tell you something about what you need to know about this man that's behind that camera. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? Because how he presents himself is who he is. Your reputation goes
honestly, like one of the reasons that I've continued to shoot with you for so long and pretty much only you throughout my career has been because you're so respectful. And I've seen you shoot other models because I've been at your shoots when you're shooting other people and group shoots and all that stuff. And you are exactly the same with everyone you shoot. And you're having a conversation with the models if they're more experienced and they're able to talk through their photos or whatever. Right. You're having full-blown conversations. Like all our behind-the-scenes videos, we're like, and then so then we fucking like
100%.
The whole 100%. So I think that makes people feel comfortable too. So yeah, like it's easy to be, I feel like it's easy to be comfortable with you. And there's been like if I'm dating a new guy or whatever, and I'm like, "Oh yeah, I pretty much only shoot with this one guy." They're like, "That's a 6'2" fucking black man you're alone with in a bedroom. Like, what the fuck do you mean?" And I'm like, "He's a sweet ass. He's so nice.
There's a camera in between us at all times."
Not only that, like I've never seen you be a perv. You've never been a perv with me. You've never said, "Grab your ass cheeks now and spread them." Like, no. You'll say like, "Okay, put your hands on your butt." Like you say it very like
you're a bum. Like I use the word bum.
Like very politely, like this is gonna make the photo look really cool,
So with that being said, I think also the fact that I'm kind of desensitized to nudity plays a large part in that. Yeah. I was dating a stripper for 6 years, and then I dated another stripper after her, and then I dated a girl who was a model, and then so the whole nudity thing doesn't really do that for me. Yeah. It's more about creating art in that aspect. Yeah. So
you're not like, "Oh my god, look at her."
Right. Right. Oh my god, boobs. Yeah. Like no. It's deeper than that. You know what I'm saying? If you can't look past the nudity, then you're not really a photographer. You're just a guy taking like photos of naked women. You're just being a creep. Right. Yeah. 100%. And once again,
and you're titling yourself as a photographer.
Let's face it. There's a lot of that in the industry. So I do understand. I do hear the horror stories, and I apologize on behalf of every single one of those assholes out there. but I can't control them all. So, ladies, just be aware. Like, you know what I mean? Like, reputations are real.
I've heard, so I have a lot of, friends and family that model. And I heard a story that someone I know went to a shoot and the guy tried to lock her in the apartment they were shooting at. And she had to, like, punch her way out of there, like a well-known photographer.
What?
Mm-hmm. And another time, I've always shot with the same people.
Right.
You, Erica, Orangutan.
Right.
Like Days back in the day. It was like 5 of you.
I love Days, by the way. His work is amazing.
Yeah, like 5 of you that I would shoot with. And then one time I got hit up by a very well-known photographer. I'll tell you who he is after.
Off air.
Very well-known, great work. Hits me up to do a collab. This was years ago, like 8-10 years ago. I'm like, okay, cool, let's collab. He tells me the day, time, whatever. I agree to go over there, meet up with him. And I said to him, like, okay, we're heading out soon. He's like, who's we're? Like, we're what? And I'm like, me and my man. I don't know you. The fuck? Like, oh no, you can't bring anyone, like, whatever. And I'm just like... And then I said, what was your idea for the shoot? He goes, he wanted to do something with ropes, like bondage.
Oh, Lord.
And I'm like, you think that I'm going to go over there for the first time, let you tie me up,
and not have any protection,
and I'm not taking my fucking man with me?
Right.
Are you out of your damn mind? So we didn't do the shoot because he was like, no, I don't shoot if people bring, like, he said, I don't allow people to bring someone else on the first time. And I'm like, how does that make sense?
That doesn't make any.
And then he said, well, because they're uncomfortable with people watching. I'm like, what?
So on your first shoot is when you should bring somebody.
Of course.
Like, that's the shoot you should bring someone to. After you guys build a rapport and you're comfortable and you've put out work and you know what I'm saying, then okay, maybe you can show up a couple times. You know what I'm saying?
100%.
Like, I'm never against anybody coming to the shoot with their man. Now, if their man's a dick,
that's different.
Yes. I've had that happen too, where like a model showed up and her man was a dick and then the model was uncomfortable the whole time.
Yeah.
So that's the situation. I totally understand why he wouldn't want that man there. But for the most part, especially if it's my first shoot with you, come with somebody.
Yeah.
Like, even if you want to bring another homegirl or whatever, come with someone. I'm not against somebody recording your BTS and all that shit. Come with somebody.
I actually prefer to go with somebody for that reason.
Right.
Like, just to get some reels and whatever. It's not because I, feel uncomfortable. But yeah, I was not about to let him tie me up.
That's wild.
That was not gonna fucking happen.
Yeah. I've seen, I dated one of you once, so I've seen both sides. Like, I've seen like photographers in her DMs, like, you know what I'm saying. So I've and as a photographer, like, I try to make sure also that I'm not that guy, because I've seen the response. Like, I've seen how like it made her feel, and she it was never like a ooh type of moment.
Yeah.
There are times where like the photographer, like the guys that are in her DMs know I'm a photographer, and they're like, no, don't bring him. Like, don't bring him.
Yeah.
Like, I'm gonna intimidate them because they know I know what I'm doing. So like, it's been weird. You get what I'm saying? Like,
I've gotten that a little bit. Like, if I've gone to group shoots and there's other girls there, if they're shooting in front of me, they get a little intimidated that I'm there.
Right. Because they know you know what you're doing.
But it's like, to me, I'm like, I'm just chilling right now. If we're not shooting, like, I'll help you. You know, like, give me your phone, bitch. I got you with the BTS. Or like, oh, like, do this, like, whatever. And they're like, I'm like, calm down.
I've had girls like go Google for you. Like, they found out that you were coming to one of my shoots, and they're like, oh my god, Vany's gonna be, oh my god.
It's so weird because like, I ain't shit, Like,
really,
it's
you are
so weird.
Really, you are. Bro.
I'm not. I'm just old. Like, I'm just known.
You're a vet. You're a vet. You're seasoned.
Great, like a grandma. A seasoned grandma.
Oh Lord, that's gonna be the second time I refer to you as an old lady today.
Gonna get your ass beat.
I know. I'm scared of you, dog. Don't. All right. Tank girl, I remember you.
Tank girl.
Right. Yo, yeah. We go back, homie. We go back.
That was such a good shoot.
I love that shoot. That was one of the iconic shoots that made me want to create. Like, I was like, bro, that's dope. That
shoot was a lot. That one was shot by Janice. You know Janice.
Of course, Janet. That's my fucking homie, bro.
Yeah,
I love that lady, bro.
She shot that. Days directed. This other girl styled. Like, they went out of their way.
That looked like something Natasha would style. It wasn't Natasha?
No.
What?
Yeah, it was some other girl.
I swear to God,
name.
Natasha styled that. That's fucking awesome. Okay, but
they had a makeup artist, a stylist, a director, a photographer for that. They rented a spot, not rented, but like a collab with this place that had actual army tanks.
Wow.
that I was standing on.
That's pretty fucking dope.
Yeah, the outfits were like.
That's pretty fucking dope. Is that?
That's me.
Okay.
I told you my phone would have gone off too.
I feel you.
Yeah, the fucking it was a lot. It was a production.
Yeah, there was a lot behind that,
Yeah.
but it was a good. The result was amazing. The result was amazing.
Yeah,
so you got that off.
Yeah, those are still on my Instagram. If you scroll all the way down, they're the first picture on my Instagram.
Yeah, bro, iconic. That was before I met you. Those are one of the photos that I saw of you.
Yeah,
So I was like, yeah,
I brought those out of the archive.
Love it. Hopefully you don't get flagged by the Instagram devils.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so where we at?
What advice do you have for photographers that want to break into the industry of shooting provocative content?
Don't be a perv. No.
Feel like that's
Rule number 1: don't be a fucking perv.
Yeah.
Okay, so you said provocative content, right?
Yeah.
All right, so like besides the whole "don't be a perv" thing, because that's serious. Like I was like, all jokes aside, like that's serious. You really got to respect the craft if you're gonna do it. Just try to put more into it than shooting. I guess that would be my advice. Don't just be the guy with the camera. Like try to look at it as something artistic, and create something like that. It's people will be aware that it's more than just you recording smut. If it's more than just you recording smut, like they can tell, like there's an artistic value behind it, and I think that's important. Just to keep it all the way real and do it genuinely. Remember, you're a videographer, a photographer, and then treat it as that. Like it's kind of weird because like depending on the situation, there might be a dick or a pussy in your face. So you've got to be able to like take that as a man, so to speak, and kind of like
take the dick as a man.
Take the dick as a man. And, we could take that a whole different place. You're so wrong. Okay, so look, you gotta take the dick like a man and just shoot through it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you gotta remember what you're there for, because I've been on sets with multiple videographers, and then the videographer gets what he's there for, and he just starts like recording the girl he thinks is the hottest because he's fangirling.
Yeah.
Whatever, so.
Well, with that being said, I mean, there are a lot of girls in this industry that do fuck their photographers. That's real.
Yeah.
So
I've noticed that.
It's also, like a lot of girls that I talk to are like, oh yeah, we used to shoot and then I fucked them, and I'm like, I've never fucked a photographer in my life.
So.
Like never.
So true story. I've only ever did that once, and it was for 6 years. So
yeah, like
you get it, like
you liked that person and you
right.
got into a relationship,
right? To me,
it's not like, oh, I'm gonna shoot models today and I'm gonna fuck them all. Like,
nah, to me, you gotta draw a fine line. You gotta draw a hard line in the sand. And the reason why I say that is this: like when I was working for that porn company, like there were times where he told me that he wanted me to do sets, like he wanted me to do scenes, and I physically refused to do that. And I told him straight up, like, look, this is not why you hired me. You didn't hire me because I got a big dick. You hired me because you like my camera. So then just use me for my camera.
You hear that, ladies?
Like it's real. I am single, by the way. Anyway, yo, booyah! No, with that being said, no, sincerely, like you hired me for my camera, so like let me just do that. Like creatively, that's really all I want to do. Mind you, not that I'm opposed to that. I was working in the industry, so I don't have anything against it. It's just not my place. You get what I'm saying? So I think more people need to do that. Like you need to draw the hard line in the sand.
Yeah, and the females need to do it too. Like in my, call me, I don't know, old school, old, naive, whatever the fuck. But in my mind, like when I go to a shoot, this is my profession, my job. This is my career.
Right.
This is not my fun time.
100%.
Whoever I want to fuck is someone outside of what I do for a living.
Right. 100%.
I'm not going to fuck around with guys that will somehow later fuck with my money. Like, it's not going to happen.
It's called shitting where you eat.
Exactly.
Right.
Like, if me and you have a great fucking working relationship.
Why taint it?
Never. Like, I will be your best friend, your fucking writer. We're not ever going to smash, bro.
100%.
Like, this is work to me. And I don't know how girls are like, yeah, I just, after the shoot, I slept with him, and then we fucked, and then we recorded this, and then whatever, and then the next day, another one, and...
I feel like a lot of these models are so thirsty for content that they feel like they have to do that if they want to be in with the photographer. Like, you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Where it's not really about that. Don't get me wrong. I know photographers that are making a living off of these girls sleeping with them. They're literally recording all of that content and selling it on OnlyFans, and that's how they make their living. So I'm not here to shit on anybody's money, but at the same time, there's a certain level of respect you have to have for the game.
Well, that's the thing, though, is like there are the people that are shooting porn for OnlyFans.
Right,
that's
right.
one thing that's fine.
Right.
You go to whoever's house, you shoot, whatever. You guys bang it out and you record it. Fine.
100%.
But I'm talking about just models and photographers just in the middle of a shoot somehow end up.
Oh, no, stop it.
Like.
Yeah, no, stop it.
You know, it's
Stop
not a part of the content you're creating.
100%. No, stop it.
So, I don't know. It's just weird to me. I've never done it.
People talk.
I've never been around it. Even the photographers that I've worked with have never tried to hit on me.
People talk, like, right? People talk, like, and that's my whole thing. Like, in this business, your reputation is going to move faster than you do. And then you guys, models talk. You guys have group chats and all of that shit. That's another thing I wanted to mention.
Not in any of them shits.
You're not?
No.
Oh, okay. You're a smart one. No, models help each other a lot more than photographers.
Yeah.
Like, that's a thing.
That's
like,
a thing,
with
yeah.
photographers, it's competition. Where with models, it's like, oh, we're gonna help each other grow.
Yeah.
So I commend you guys for that.
It's true. It's
Yeah,
true.
I do commend you guys
That's
for that.
a new thing, though.
It is. It really is, because before I know the whole business was cutthroat. But I commend you guys for being able to see through that and then help each other, because in our industry, it's not like that. If you're a photographer, you fend for yourself.
You're on your own. Yeah.
Right.
Every man for himself.
No, and it's wild, but it's necessarily true. I hear it.
To me, the weird thing though about the models helping each other is that they're like all in these group chats and all this shit, and they all fucking secretly like hate each other and talk shit about each other, and I'm just like, what?
Yeah, that's true too.
Like I don't know. Just personally, I've never been the type of person to do something for clout. I've never been the type of person to collaborate with someone who I genuinely don't like for clout. Like if I do a collab with a female, like even if it's on TikTok, I love her.
I hear you.
As a human being.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I will never be like, oh, I can't stand this bitch, but she got 1 million followers. So we're going to do this dance on TikTok real quick. Like, I cannot do that.
Yo.
And that's what I find weird.
I need to say this. You just you hit like a sore spot. Like, those TikTok dances, like those fucking TikTok dances.
Yeah.
Can we find a way to put an end to those? Like, can there be a day
I wish
where those are no longer a thing?
I wish.
Like, I respect you all, but every single time one comes up on my page, not interested, not interested.
Not interested. I don't do the dances. A, I can't dance. B, I look weird when I'm trying to do those little white girl fucking. What's the one that they're like
that one? You know
jet?
The one that they're standing on top of the car and
I know what you're talking about, and I can't stand it.
I want to.
I can't. The specific person.
Yeah, her.
I can't.
Yeah.
She comes across my fucking explore page daily.
I do not interest her.
Whether from her page or another page that shared her, I can't. Like, she's cute, whatever. Fucking grow up.
Now she has a whole bunch of followers that are doing the exact same thing. They're little wannabe hers, jumping on top of cars, doing the same exact dance to the same exact song.
Brats that don't take care of their shit. This is the problem with these young ass fucking kids getting rich and famous.
You can't give them money.
No, getting rich and famous overnight on fucking social media, and then they don't appreciate what they have because they didn't have to fucking work for it.
No, they're doing anything for fucking likes.
Like, their first car was a fucking Tesla truck.
Literally.
Fuck off.
Literally a fucking GTR.
Like, you don't, a fucking G-Wagon. My first car is a fucking G-Wagon.
And then you want to jump on the fucking hood and dance all crazy and smash windshields for likes.
For views.
Literally. It's sickening. Okay, I needed to get that out of my system. Thank you. I have exercised my demons.
Oh my God, fuck these fucking.
Yeah. Okay, people, please
children.
Stop with the TikTok dances, please. That's all I'm gonna ask you. Stop with the TikTok dancers.
So we went on a little
criticizing
rant, but fuck it. How do you handle criticism or like backlash from people who may not agree with the nature of your content?
So here's my thing.
Or do you get haters? Do you get like
all day?
Okay.
There's a couple of people specifically that have been hating on me for years. And I don't get why. So look, here's my thing, right? I don't shoot to offend or please everybody because I know I can't. Some people are going to like it. Some people are going to hate it. I can't. You know, it doesn't tickle my pickle either way.
Yeah.
So with that being said, I don't care. Like I really don't care. If it's interaction, great. If you're commenting negative shit on the post, fuck it. Thanks. Like, you know what I'm saying? The algorithm's eating it up regardless. So with that being said, I don't really care. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't place like two thoughts about it. A lot of people try to attack me personally. It's like, oh my god, you're a monkey. You monkey with a camera. Like, it's like, why?
A monkey with a camera,
bruh. You have no idea, Vany. You have no
how
idea.
Unoriginal.
Tell me about it.
First of all,
tell me about it. You have no idea the stuff that I hear, but I feel like it's come with the territory. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And then, like, you know, I shoot like a lot of beautiful women, so their fans hate the fact that.
Which is so dumb
because
you're providing them
the content, the content that you're liking. I thank you.
Welcome.
You're welcome.
Yeah. It's so weird. People don't feel like when they subscribe to a girl on OnlyFans or whatever that they're like in a relationship with this bitch.
100%. How dare you let another man take your picture? Where do you think these photos are coming from, bro?
Yeah.
Like, for real, they're all tripods. You think they're all tripods? Even the ones that are moving, they're all tripods. Like, come on, bro.
Yeah, all the videos.
I know, for real. Every single one.
So stupid.
Nah, it's her boyfriend on vacation with her taking the pictures for you, numbnut. Yeah. Like, get over it.
No, they would probably hate even more if it was her boyfriend.
I know. They just don't know, but that's who it is.
Did I tell you about that email that I got of someone that thought that me and May were in a relationship? And he was, like, upset.
With another girl, I would have been happy.
No, listen.
What's good?
So every time I post May's my best friend, you guys. She was on episode 5. You guys saw her a couple weeks ago. Every time I post May on my story, the amount of DMs, like replies I get, like, is that your girlfriend? Are you a lesbian? Like, what the fuck? Like, da 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 da.
Uh-oh.
So sometimes when I do ask me a question on my story and people say, is that girl your girlfriend? I'll be like, yes. Like, I'm like, cat's out of the bag. The fire. Yeah, I'm like, cat's out of the bag. This is my girlfriend, everybody. Like, whatever. So one day I did that. I'm
here for it.
Yeah, like, I was just like, yep, this is my girlfriend, whatever. And every time her and I post, it's like she's dancing and I'm sitting at the bar like this with a beer. So it looks like I'm her too.
Yeah, right.
And she's like, what? I'm like, hurry up and finish. Like, so we could go, you know?
Fanning
like,
the fire.
So but that's our relationship. Like, we're just like that.
Right. That's pretty cool, though.
But it seems like we're in a actual romantic relationship. Anyway, I get this email from this guy like a couple months ago, and he starts off, I wish I could pull it up. I have no idea where the fuck it is. He starts off by saying, you know, when I saw you with that guy, he was talking about my ex or whatever. Oh. When I saw you with that guy, I was so disappointed that you were in a relationship because I thought that one day I would have a chance and da 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 da. And then when you broke up with him and stopped posting him, I was so excited.
Oh,
and
Lord.
I knew that I might have a chance again and this and that and da 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 da. But now I see you're with a woman and my heart is fucking broken. And he starts like going off on me about dating anyone, really. And then about how I'm now dating a woman and he's so shocked.
The level of entitlement in your fans is crazy.
It's insane.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, I'd block. Like, I would instantly block.
Okay, so we're gonna get into entitlement because, bro, I don't like to post who I date.
Of course.
Until it's serious, because what the fuck for? We're gonna break up eventually, and
I don't think bottles should post who they date ever.
No, and it's like, it's bad for business. But I've never been the type of person to hide who I'm with. Like, if I'm in an actual relationship, I will post. I don't have a problem. But it's like, I mean, you know me because you know me personally.
Right.
I've gone through like terrible breakups.
Right.
Like shitty, really, and I'm not talking about like, oh, he was so jealous, like, oh, we just didn't get along. Oh, like, he wants kids and I don't. It wasn't that. I've gone through the worst.
Yeah.
Like, shit.
Borderline
psychotic. Like, being like
self-absorbed.
Whatever. The worst. And so I'll stop posting that person. And then I'll do a Q&A, ask me a question. And then these motherfuckers are like, so what'd you do to
so-and-so?
Fucking Johnny, whatever the fuck.
Right. I put him in a box and I buried him.
They're like, what'd you do to him, fucking whore? I bet you cheated. And I'm just like,
Lord.
Never in my fucking life have I cheated on anybody or even lied to people like that. Like,
and it's fucking, they don't even care to ask you. Like,
they don't even know.
Right.
And then sometimes I get hot and I'll respond and I'm like, shut the fuck up. because you don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Gang.
And then they're like, well, fuck you, you bitch. You're telling me to shut the fuck up if it wasn't for me.
It's none of your fucking business, bitch.
Like, fuck off. You don't know the fucking story. And I want to know, do they go and ask this guy what the fuck happened when they do a Q&A on their fucking page? Or is it just me? I'm the only one that gets attacked? Like, what the fuck?
I feel like it's probably one of his people. Like, it's probably one of his people that started following me.
It's like random fucking dorks.
Lord.
You know I'm an FBI agent. Yeah. It's random dorks.
Lord. They just want something to say.
It's so
They just want to be seen. They just want to be seen.
Again, the entitlement.
Yeah. They just want to be seen. Like, I know a lot of guys, right, who attack models just to be seen by them. Like, just to get a response from them.
Yeah.
Because if they say something nice, you're not going to respond to that. You might not even like it.
Yeah.
But if they say something mean, then you're going to be like...
Fuck you.
Triggered.
Yeah.
To like...
to defend yourself.
Now you have their attention. You know what I'm saying? Like, they have your attention. So you see them. That's all they want. Oh, you noticed me. That's it.
That's exactly how
Fuck
it is.
you.
Yeah, that's exactly how it is.
Fuck you, bro. This industry's kind of fucked up, but you got to deal with that.
So can you share with us an experience that was memorable for you, or a project that was memorable that you feel maybe helped you define your style as a photographer, or how you approach photography in general? Like, was there one specific project that kind of changed everything for you, or just something extreme?
It wasn't really a project so much as if it was I was working with a specific person for a while, and then we created a lot of content. So in that, like, I don't want to say that I built my style there, but because I was shooting so much, like, something was created there. You get what I'm saying? Like, that was a huge defining point in my photography, like how I was shooting, like what I was shooting. Like, it really typecasted most of my work. Well, for lack of a better term, typecasted most of my work. But I wouldn't say it was a specific event, because, like, to tell you the truth, I have more, like, I'm happier shooting polo than I am shooting models. But I shoot models a lot more than I shoot polo. So I can't say, like, oh yeah, the day I started shooting polo is when I realized who I want. No, I only shoot polo once a year, where I shoot models like once a week. So you get what I'm saying? Like,
do you feel like you're more excited shooting polo because it doesn't happen that often, or is just like shooting that way more exciting than
it's also the difference of it. Okay, look, it's a few things. So when I'm at the polo events, I'm given free reign. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm walking around, like, I'm taking pictures of this, I'm taking pictures of that. Like, I'm kind of an important person when I'm there. Where at photo shoots, yeah, I'm important, but it's different. It's mainly about the model. Like at the event, like, it's a different
You're like, it's
atmosphere.
my turn now.
Right. And then I'm shooting what I want on my terms. Like, it's not anybody saying, oh, I need you to shoot this. Like, just shoot that. Like, no. There's a whole bunch of shit going on, and it's on me to capture the best moments of everything. And I think that's what I appreciate, the creative range. And then also, none of these people are posing for me. Well, some of them, I might stop and be like, hey, you want to take a picture? But for the most part, 60 to 80% of the content that I shoot when I'm shooting polo is candid. They have no idea I'm there until after the fact. You know what I'm saying? And then 90% of the time, they're on a horse. So they can't even focus on they're on a horse hitting a fucking ball. Like, you know what I'm saying? They got other things on their mind. So, like, I appreciate that more, because they're not doing it for me. I'm literally capturing the moment for them. You get what I mean? Yeah, with the models, it's like they're just there and they're posing, and it just gets weird sometimes because they don't know what they're doing, and then I have to, like,
it's easier to shoot candid, just
100%.
Point blank.
Boom. Yeah. Boom. Point blank.
That makes sense. I get that. What else did I want to ask you?
I don't know, because everything that I have on my bulletin points we covered. We're doing fucking awesome.
I told you.
All right, so I'm trying to think what else we need. We didn't discuss that weird thing that we were talking about before the show. We don't really have to.
No, I don't know if we should.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think the people are ready for that.
They're not ready for that conversation.
Okay,
They're not ready
what
for
else?
It. Tell me about a. Have you ever had a weird experience?
Here we go. Let's get it. She said weird.
All right, I'm just like spitballing now.
Okay,
Have you ever had a weird experience with a model that you've been like, I'm never shooting this girl again?
Yeah, a few actually, but wait. There was wait. Okay, so look.
Don't name names.
No. I'm not gonna do that. All right, so look. There was this one girl in particular, right? Like, this is at a recent shoot, and I think you know what I'm talking about. This is one girl, like, when she...
Was I there?
Yes, bro.
That's my weirdest story, too.
Okay, really?
Yes.
Okay, wow.
I've never experienced
that.
The
funny thing is, I wasn't there for your part. I missed that part.
Yeah.
Like, I missed that fucking part. I'm so mad about that.
Yeah.
But, okay, so...
No one was there, which was so weird. Because now I'm like, I gotta tell this story, and I have no fucking witnesses? Like, what the hell just happened?
All right, so I was hosting a power shoot. A whole bunch of models were there. You know, like Vany was like a big deal. Like everybody was so happy Vany was gonna be. Oh my god, Vany! Yeah. So one of the models that we invited kind of like fell in love with Vany, like, but like weird. And I think she was on drugs. I'm
pretty sure she was on drugs.
Confirm or deny that, but I think she was fucked up on something.
Yeah.
Because even when I was trying to direct her for the scenes that we were doing, she was somewhere else. Mm-hmm. Like she wasn't there.
Yeah, she was like very floaty. Like
yeah. Like I had to like.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm over here. I'm over here.
She was definitely on some drug that makes you sexual.
Yes.
For sure.
Yeah. There were even times that day, right? Like during the shoot that she would be the only person twerking. Like everybody else is standing there calm, cool, and collected. You just got one random girl twerking in the back for no apparent reason. And then even like just her, oh my God. Okay, so look. At the end of that shoot, I want to say of the 6 models that were there, 5 of them complained about her. Like 5 of them.
Really? I thought it
5.
was... Oh, okay.
No, 5 of them.
Okay.
She made everybody uneasy. There was only one person that didn't complain because she really just didn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
But she made everybody uneasy. And I think every single guy there besides myself wanted to fuck her.
Yeah.
Yeah, because she gave off that energy.
Yeah.
Like her energy.
Her energy was very weird.
Yeah.
And very... molesty.
Yeah, I'm just happy that I didn't get that from her. Like we were separated by the camera, you know.
Yeah, not only that, but like you weren't in the changing room with her, and like just she was very weird. There was one point
she saw you naked, huh?
No, I changed in the bathroom.
Okay, you go, girl.
Yeah,
I was like,
I
oh
don't
Lord,
change in front of other
you probably
models.
stripped her. She was like, oh my God.
I've never changed at shoots like just there in the middle. I always go to the bathroom or like try to hide somewhere. But yeah, it was when I came out of changing that I walked into the room. And she says, first she was like, oh my God, how old are you? No, she goes, damn, your body is banging. I don't know what she said. And I was like, oh, thanks. And she's like, she said, how old are you? No, she goes, you're fine as fuck. That's what she told me. Damn, you're fine as fuck. And I was like, girl, I could be your mom. Like, calm down. Because she was like, oh, mommy, you're really fine. Whatever. So I said, I could probably be your mom. Like, relax. She goes, how old are you? And I'm like, 36. And she goes, damn, what fountain of youth are you drinking from?
Yo.
And then I just was like,
bro.
I said, I don't do drugs.
Done.
That's the fountain of youth.
Message.
Stop drinking.
Message.
Stop doing fucking.
Yeah, there was a message there.
Stop doing drugs. And then and try to eat healthy. So she's like, oh shit. And then I'm just like putting on lipstick or something, like just ignoring her, whatever.
Right.
She's on the bed. It's just me and her in the room. She's on the fucking bed recording TikToks. I wonder, she won't see this. I don't give a fuck. Anyway.
She probably will.
I don't fucking care. She's on the bed recording TikToks. I'm standing up and she starts crawling to me. I wonder if she remembers this because I'm pretty sure she was like on fucking ecstasy. Yeah. She starts crawling to me and she goes, mommy, like looking up at me, like, cause I'm standing, and I just look down. I'm like, no. And I just like walked out of the room. I'm like, what in the fuck did you think was gonna happen right now? Little girl, what the fuck did you think? It was so awkward. So I immediately go downstairs and I fucking go straight to Mike. You were in the kitchen.
I remember that.
I start making a fucking coffee and I just look at Mike and I'm like, this fucking girl. And he's like, no, she didn't. I'm like, yeah, she did. I'm like, I'm going to stay the fuck away from her before throw her through a fucking wall. It was so awkward. And then again, as I was making coffee, she said something else to me. Then again, when we were outside shooting, no, we weren't even shooting. We were taking like a fucking selfie or something. And she's next to me. Her fucking mouth is so close to me, blowing kisses at me. And I just look at her like, what the fuck are you doing? She goes, I'm blowing you kisses. I'm like, I know what you're doing, but like, get the fuck away from me, dude.
Yeah, Vany, you inspire the sexuality.
Like, what in the fuck? But like, don't do it to me.
No, that was wild.
Like,
that was wild. Yeah, like I said, people were fangirling
so
over you that day. It was hella weird. Well, that was one of the experiences, and that was probably the most recent. So, yeah.
That was like the weirdest experience I've had at a shoot.
Yeah, we can't make this shit up, guys. This is real. It really happened. I was there. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I'm sorry in advance It's
not your fault. It is not your fault. It is a fault of people that don't know how to act.
Yeah, well, note to self, no more high girls doing shoots.
Well, I mean, you didn't know.
No, I had no idea.
Yeah, she showed up like that.
Yeah. And then I found out she was drinking that day too while we were there. So, like, that was another thing you have to watch out for. But whatever.
I don't know. I've never drank during a shoot either. Like, I did once, like, 15 years ago, and I threw up.
Right.
Never again.
Yeah, no, I don't handle alcohol well. I'm a smoker, so I'll smoke during a shoot, but still in moderation.
I don't smoke often, but I don't do it. I've never smoked before a shoot because my eyes just get way too small.
I get you.
Like, if I'm drunk, I'm not going to be able to stand on tippy toes. Like, 100%. It's not happening. 100%. So I just sober it out. Coffee, I'll drink 14 coffees, but...
That's true, too. We did have a coffee guy at our last shoot.
Yeah.
That was kind of cool.
I bring the coffee.
Hey.
Well, I guess we could end on that note.
Okay, yeah. I'm pretty much good. Like, I've discussed everything I think I wanted to discuss.
Tell everyone where they can find you on social media.
Okay, you can find me at IDon'tGiveAFuck.com. No,
.org. /fuck you.
/fuck IG. No, honestly, it's Michelangelo, spelled without an A, guys. Like MICHEL.
It's like Michael.
Right. Like, everybody spells Michael with an A. That's Americanized. No. MICHEL Angelo, like the Ninja Turtle or the artist.
We're putting it here on the bottom. Don't
yeah,
worry.
Yeah. Michelangelo _photography on Instagram. And then there you could find the link in my bio where you find all the good stuff.
Perfect. Well, that concludes episode 7, I think. Maybe 6? 6.
Episode 6.
Episode 6 with Michelangelo Photography. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Shout out to everyone who tunes into the Twitch.
This is awesome.
Stream.
Oh, can I give a shout out, please?
Of course.
Okay. I want to shout out a couple people.
Okay.
Mom and Dad, I'm on TV. I made it.
Look.
Okay. So
Mikey's mom and dad.
Okay. So look. No, seriously, I do want to thank Angel, who's a very good friend of mine. He's always looking out for me. I also want to thank Carlos and Davis from All Star Rentals Miami, because they've kept me in a fresh whip for these past few months.
I've been seeing your Instagram. I'm like, oh, look at him stunting. Okay.
So yeah, no, those guys keep me fresh. And also, if you need a haircut, I'm at Stellar Cuts, 310 Northwest 54th Street, right up the block from Chef Creole. If you need photos, I don't just shoot porn. Maternities,
promotional content,
kids, promotional content, real estate agents. Like real estate agents, I'm really real estate agents. If you're in real estate, you should holler at me because I got drones and shit. You might want to. You
do have drones.
Yeah, you might want to. You know what I'm saying? You might want to holler at me, and that's kind of my thing right now. I want to shoot more real estate. So, with that being said, this is awesome. Like, Vany, thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming.
No, it's my pleasure. Well, that was a joke moment. We're gonna let that one slide. Anyway, it was my pleasure. I'm super happy to be here. I would love to do this again sometime. Thanks for having me. For sure. Fuck yeah. All right. Sweet.
Thank you guys for listening. Catch us everywhere at Voice of Vicious or Voice of Vicious Podcast. We put out new episodes every Friday. Nice. Bye.